I think there is a plan of sorts in place to get training going again down the line in preparation for the season start. And they're talking about no tackling, disinfected pitches, players restricted to groups of 5. Enda, can you sort of see a plan like that working? And will it be enough to get you ready to play Premier League football again?
I think you just got to have confidence in the people behind the scenes that they will come up with a plan and that it will work. And we got to believe that they are working hard. Like it's going to be tough for them to come up with one, but you got to have the confidence in them that they will come up with a plan, and whatever plan they come up to, the players will buy into it. Especially, I think, me personally, I would, because if it gets us that bit closer to a football pitch, I'm down with it. You know, I think we just need to kind of listen to the right people, and they'll help us and guide us along the way.
I want to ask you about it, John. First of all, it's a pretty simple question, but are you in favour of football coming back? Because there's a debate between a lot of different footballers as to whether it's the good thing or not at the moment.
Yeah, listen, we want to be back playing games. You know, it's our bread and butter, it's our job, and obviously it's got to be safe to do that. But I think with the Premier League, you know, they're going to have specialists in every area, and they're going to be getting the best advice they can. And I think once they do make a plan, that's, you know, the safest way to do it. You just got to trust them. And, you know, for me anyway, and for us, we want to be back playing games. We want the season to resume, and, you know, I'm sure that they'll come up with a way that's as safe as possible to do so.
John, is that a universal thought within the Sheffield United dressing room? Does everybody want to come back in the team?
Yeah, you know, from speaking to the lads, who we don't really get to see much of the lads the last few weeks, but the general consensus is, you know, we're ready to finish the league, and, you know, we've got a team who've trained really hard while this has all gone on, and who have the hunger to, you know, get back when it is safe to do so. Enda,
do you talk to players at any other teams? Do you have any sense of whether football is split on this issue, or is it weighted one way or the other? Is the majority of players in favour of coming back? Is it the other way around? How do you feel about it?
Anyone I've spoken to seem to be keen on coming back. It's just been difficult over the past month or so to see how or when it will come back. But I think as you said, they might be making a big announcement now, so it's something to look forward to. And I think a lot of footballers will want to be getting back to that kind of training, you know, routine and building back your routine, and then hopefully we'll have games to look forward to in the next month or so if everything goes to plan. And I think majority of footballers will be looking forward to it, but it has to be safe. They have to kind of prove that it will be safe, and that's the biggest task for the Premier League at the minute, is proving to people and giving people confidence to come back and seeing it work.
And what is the most important reason for football coming back as well? Is it the integrity of the competition? Is it about the finances? Is it about boosting morale, as has been asserted it might do if it comes back? What do you think? I
think it's all of them. I think you can probably tick a box in every single one of them. I think it will give a lot of people a boost. It's an entertainment business for people sitting at home. Whatever way they can do it, it probably keep kind of people locked down or keeping them away from socialising outside, and it's just something that can really boost the communities and the cities at this bad time. And financially, of course, it is. It's a big business. Clubs are losing money every week, and they need to kind of build that back up. And it's what we want, and it's what we need. We need that kind of normality sense back if we can.
John, what do you think about neutral venues and the potential of staying in a hotel for a long period of time? Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, I would be. But obviously nothing's been decided yet. But I'm sure whatever does get decided, I think people are just eager to get back on the pitch, obviously when it's safe. But yeah, neutral grounds, hotels, it's all been talked about and it's all been mentioned. But until there's an actual plan in place, you know, then you got to start preparing.
At Enda, there's still a lot to play for, isn't there, if you can get back at Sheffield United? And how keen are you to finish this season off, because it has been such a really good return to the Premier League so far?
Yeah, obviously we've still got a lot to play for, and we're confident that we can we can finish the season strongly. And that's what we'll look to do if we get back playing. And our aim will be to finish as high as we can. And who knows where it's going to take us. But we'll first and foremost, I feel we'll be ready when it does come. I think a lot of our lads have been training away from the training ground, working hard, and then once we get back in the training ground, we'll all come together now and we'll really push on to kind of finish the season strongly.
John, how much more potential has this club got? I mean, it's gone such a long journey, hasn't it, from League One to where you are now in the Premier League, but how much further can it go, do you think?
Yeah, it's gone a long journey in a short space of time, and even this time last year we've been promoted and everyone's writing us off straight away, and now look at us, we're competing for a European spot. But the mantra we've had and the mantra the manager has is take each game as it comes, and when the league does restart, we'll be taking it game by game, and we'll be going out there trying to finish as high as we can, and who knows where that can take us.
Enda, did you always believe that this season and what you've achieved so far would be possible? I mean, what were your expectations going into the new year?
Expectations, I don't know. We kind of never really look to expectations. We are a team that we just want to win every game. We prepare to win every game. And if we don't, we'll reassess it and see why we didn't. And then next game, we'll go to win that game. So it's a weird one. We can't really put expectations on us because we want to win every game. That's our expectation, is to win every game. And it's not going to happen. We know it's highly likely we'll win every game in the Premier League, but we'll give it our all. We'll try to. And I think the biggest thing for us is we had a good level of consistency over our performances this season, and we've kept that up all the way up to when football stopped. So listen, if we get back, that's what we want to do. We want to hit the ground running and then kind of build up that consistency, and hopefully that'll take us where we want to be.
Final question for you both from me. Lie to know. John, tell us something about Enda that we wouldn't know. Enda, tell us something about John that we wouldn't know as well. Start with you, John.
Tell you what, he's a good hurler. You didn't know that, but there's a game in Ireland called hurling, and Dublin aren't the best, and they're really good at Gaelic football, but he's a really good hurler. Not many people would know that, but he's a good hurler.
That's like that. What can I say about Eags? Something that you don't know.
Hurling's a good one now.
Yeah, you killed me there. I'd say the one thing with Eags is that he's really, really into his music. I think he's patriotic with Irish music. I think he loves Irish music. I think if
Westline.
I think if he doesn't know a song, an Irish song, make sure he knows it the next week or so. He'll listen to it 45 times and then he'll know it. If he doesn't hear another one, he'll listen to that 45 times. He knows that.
Yeah, that's a good show.
We were in Grapes in Sheffield, and I think one of the regulars got up and sang. What was the song called?
Oh, there's a lot of songs.
What was the one that was it? The Rose of Tralee or something?
Oh, the Hills of Kerry.
The Hills of Kerry, yeah. And he never heard it before. And within a week, he knew every single word to that song.
Nice one, fellas. Cheers for that.
Top man.
Cheers.
John, I won't ask you to sing it, but do you have any reservations or concerns about returning to training?
To be honest, if you think about it a lot, then maybe, but I haven't, because I just trust, I trust the doctors, I trust the Premier League, I trust the club, I trust that they're doing everything as safe as possible, and that's just the way it is. And so far we've been going in small groups, as Enda said there. Things are scattered, the social distancing measures in place. It just seems like they want to do it really safe. I mean, you go to some supermarkets and they're trying their best, but sometimes it's just too hard with the people in there and stuff. And when I go in, when I've been in the training ground a few times, it's just seemed really safe and really kind of like they're paying a lot of attention to it and getting the best advice on how to do that.
Same to you, Enda. Did you have any concerns when you first went back?
I wouldn't really say so. it was a massive change. And like, we go in as lads, we want to be around each other, have the chats and, and that. But they were really strict from minute one. Like, you get out your cars, they're there to tell you where to go, to show you a way up into the prehab. Everything's scattered out. You literally don't get a chance to be within, to be too close to anyone. Everything's laid out, and you always have that guidance. Each section you go to, there's always someone there guiding you and watching over you. So listen, we want to do what's best, the best thing that gets us out onto that football pitch quicker.
Because I imagine the instinct is to shake hands with people you haven't seen for a long time and have a laugh with them.
Yeah, you miss the dressing room, You want to be in that dressing room when all the lads come in. You have a bit of banter and that before you get down, have your breakfast and that. But we understand that that's not going to happen for a long time. And that's okay. I think that's okay for us. If it gets us, as I said, if it gets us on a football pitch, we don't mind it at all.
John, Rob touched on this, but he talks about neutral venues. But it's now increasingly likely that games will be played at club's own ground. So how happy would you be to play your home games at Bramall Lane?
Yeah, obviously that's where every team probably wants to play, is their home grounds. So yeah, it'd be brilliant to play at Bramall Lane. Obviously, it'd be a lot different without our fans and stuff. But it's a new normal. It's a new way of life now for the near future. And we don't know how long it's going to last. But things are going to obviously have to get back up and running in all walks of life. And I'm sure football and the Premier League are going to be working hard to make sure that it goes as smoothly as possible.
Cheers, guys. That's all from me. Thanks a lot.
Cheers, bud.
Cheers.
Hi, fellas. It's Andy from Radio Sheffield here. Not many from me. I mean, we've addressed a lot of the issues, and at the moment they are still issues. So, John, let's start with you as a starter. How important is it that soon you do get clarity, so that mentally and physically, you know what you've got to do?
Yeah, it's important. We're being kept in the loop. Obviously, the club and the skipper and a lot of kind of meetings and conference calls and stuff, and we're being kept in the loop pretty well. And we're just kind of following our training and following the programs. And I'm sure whenever decisions are made, we'll have a plan to make sure we're as ready as possible.
And Enda, how important is that communication when you are training? Zoom's now massive. It probably wasn't before. You and the rest of the squad and the coaching staff can keep in touch that way.
Yeah, we have all the, as you said, the communications and the protocols that we need to adjust to prepare them. And as you say, it's just about, we got to bide our time now and just listen to the people in charge and the people that are there to guide us, and just respect what they're bringing and respect the decisions they make.
And John, do you think it will take much time? I know George Baldock was on here a couple of weeks ago saying that some of the training he's doing is actually harder than what might take place on any given day in normal training. From getting from where you are now to being up to speed to playing a football match, will that take a long time?
No, I think we're used to kind of pre-seasons and getting ready for games, and we have had a good bit of time off, but it's not really been time off. I think George is right there. Some of the sessions have been really tough, and we've kept at it. Everyone has done them down to a T, and we're making sure that we're in the best possible shape to return and hit the ground running really as soon as we're allowed to go back to training.
And just finally from me, and perhaps again on a lighter note, how have you both, and Enda, let's start with you, been keeping busy away from training? What's got you through those periods? Because you're spending an awful lot of time at home now.
Yeah, well, I've got obviously my little girl to keep me busy. It would just be a case of just day-to-day life. I kind of kept that routine of kind of waking up and doing my gym sessions and my training sessions within the training hours that we would have been used to. And then obviously you'd go out and you'd have that kind of bit of exercise. I'd take the dog for a walk, just get out, take the dog out with the missus and the baby, and just kind of clears your head a bit. And then you get home, and it's a weird one because the weeks kind of tend to pass you by really quickly. It'll be more the weekends that would kind of slow you down, but then it's the weekends. We've had great weather here to Sheffield, so that's helped us. So it hasn't been too difficult for me.
And John, studying Irish music and maybe being a bit of a whiz on FIFA. What about you?
Yeah, similar to Enda, really. Like, we kind of trying to keep the training hours like it would be in a normal week. And then just obviously, yeah, playing FIFA. Played that tournament last week. That was really good, to be fair. Passed a few days worrying about that. But yeah, just trying to keep busy, go for walks, telly, bit of FIFA, catching up with people from back home. Yeah, just kind of. I'm from Ireland anyway, so kind of when the season was on, I'd go to train and maybe go for a coffee and then just come back and chill out. So, I'm not really used to going off seeing loads of people in Sheffield or anything. So it's kind of been similar to normal, really.
Thanks, lads. Best of luck.
Cheers,
Oh, man,
pal.
cheers.